morning, Kingsley community. Pastor Colin Wehrman here, coming to you with another daily devotion for Monday morning, May 15th, 2023. Yesterday, we gave these out, 1-minute inspirationals for women for Mother's Day weekend. And I'm just going to read a couple. This is by Harvest House Publishers. See what they have to say this morning. Day 1, God's grace. Sounds good already. So they write, do you know that the sustaining power of God is packaged in his grace? Life can deliver some tough blows. That's for sure. But God's marvelous grace enables us to go from strength to strength through all the trials. 2 Corinthians 12:9 promises that God's grace is sufficient and that it is made perfect in our weakness. So that's the Apostle Paul, not again today, writing that God's grace is sufficient. This is after the Apostle Paul prayed and prayed and prayed for a thorn in his side to be removed. So theologians believe and scholars believe it might be a physical ailment that made him look ugly or unattractive. It might have been a chronic pain, might have been a disease. But either way, God did not take it away from him, even though he prayed that way, the Apostle Paul. But in 2 Corinthians 12:9, Paul says that God told him God's grace is sufficient. My grace is sufficient for you, and it's made perfect in weakness. And then the writers continue. I know that encourages my heart. Take that trial you're experiencing and bring it to the Lord. Lay it at his feet. Look to him. Count on his grace and power in every situation. It's there. It's given to you, and it brings the peace you so long for. Bless you in your journey to become a woman or man after God's own heart. So, as I said yesterday, we gave those out for women during Mother's Day Sunday, Women's Day Sunday. Every woman got a devotional and some candy and a little magnetic bookmarker because all women are inspirational to others, grandmas, teachers, coaches, whatever. And this Wednesday at 113 Blair Street at the Kingsley Methodist Church, we are going to, right down the road from the middle school, if you're anywhere in the area, from 5 to 6:30, we're going to have a community dinner that's Mother's Day themed or Women's Day themed. And so we'll give away a couple other little goodies, and we're going to have a great dinner. I'm not sure what it is, but I said I wanted pie or dessert or cake or something. So that will be there, I'm hoping. So it'll be a good homemade cooked meal. So that's wonderful. And it's free. So come over and you can make a donation if you want to. It just goes right back into the fund. And our idea for community meals is to really stretch the dollars of the working poor or those that are working paycheck to paycheck, which is really the middle class now becoming the lower class. And so we just want to be able to give you and your family a free meal. So bring your, it's open to men too, but any woman's going to get a little gift. So come on out 5 to 6:30 this Wednesday. Enjoy a free meal, and you can bring your grandma, bring your aunt, bring a sister, bring a friend, bring a partner, whatever, and just come on over. It can be men too, all families. We just want to stretch those dollars. So that's our idea for community dinners. Now we take July and August off because on Monday, starting July, the first Monday of July, and every Monday from all of July to August, we go to Civic Center South and we do a outdoor hot dog meal for free. And then we do free kids crafts and free bingo, candy bar bingo, free games. You know, it's for the family. Just come on out, enjoy. And we're not scary. We just say hello. In fact, we probably don't say hello enough. But we're trying. So anyway, so what else do I need to say about God's grace? So God's grace is really defined as God's unmerited favor towards us, his love towards us. And as Wesleyans, we believe in prevenient grace, which is that grace that goes before us, even knowing or loving God, because God first loved us. So no matter who you are, a believer, unbeliever, somebody's just thinking about this Jesus and what's all this about, God already loves you. Through the power of the Spirit, God is leading you to devotionals like this or to people of faith, and they can show you what Jesus is like. And you know what? We're not perfect, so we're going to make mistakes. So don't let that, unless people are very hurtful, they should never be. And other believers can hold those believers accountable. We do not judge the world for how they live or how they act, or, I mean, people that are unbelievers. Our job is to shine the light. We're not supposed to, you know, criticize or do any of that. Jesus said, first go out and love God and love your neighbors as yourself. And even Jesus didn't come in the world to condemn the world, but to save the world. So if Jesus isn't condemning, why in the world is the church? Good Lord. So anyway, all I can tell you is that I'm on fire. I'm sweating. I wonder why men don't watch this devotional. Good Lord. Anyway, so God's grace is sufficient, meaning when you're in the midst of a storm or in the midst of a struggle, God's pouring out his grace. And in that grace, you will find strength. You will find God's love. You will find God's mercy, forgiveness, all of that. Even though the trial may not go away, he will get you through it. And that's God's grace. It's his gift. He gives it to anyone he chooses, back to all people. And they don't have to do anything to get God's grace. It's just there. Now, if you want to experience the fullness of God's grace, meaning the justifying grace that when you come to know Jesus by faith, you know, as your friend, however that happens for you, that's called justifying grace. You've been justified. You've been made right in a right relationship with God that was broken by sin long before you were ever born. And then there's sanctifying grace, which is the grace that continues throughout our whole entire lives to strengthen us, to transform us into the image of Christ. Because we should be looking more and more like Jesus and less like not Jesus. I'm just saying, we're not perfect, but we should be going in the right direction. And it's not up or down, it's a linear walk. Just like Jesus walked to the cross. We're to be looking more like Jesus, being more compassionate, understanding, less reactive and more responsive. So let me pray for you. Holy God, our heart overflows with the love and blessings that you have given us. Even in the midst of trials and sorrow, we can be joyful in our hearts because we know you are in charge. Amen. All right. I don't know why I'm sweating, but I hope you have a good day. And it's a little colder here in northern Michigan, but I hear it's really hot in Florida. So heading that way this week for my niece's graduation party. We had Laura's first shower with her fiance's side of the family. It was beautiful, wonderful. And so then we go down to Florida for a graduation for my niece from high school. And then we come back up and then we have another shower for Laura on my side. And it's just going to fly by. So enjoy every moment of every day that God gives you. And I just want to show you these beautiful flowers that Joe's mom gave out to me from and there's a bee that Rob Lint gave us. That's the butt of the bee. Rob Lint gave this to Brian. He goes around and he does balloon animals. So he gave Brian a bee, which is appropriate by the flowers, wouldn't you say? Here, let's put it right in the flowers. There we go. There we go. See? Yay. Aren't those pretty? All right. So you have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow.